Hello and welcome to the guide for the rate assignment sheet. The rate assignment sheet uses a lot of stuff from your setup, so if you haven't watched it already, you should watch the setup guide for the setup page. The rate assignment sheet has a tab for each boss, which contains a set of assignments set up by me that will all be nicely formatted into an MRT or into a set of text that you can just copy paste the green box here into your MRT node in game, and it will look pretty and it will work with like an interrupt WeGar or whatever WeGar else I've set it up for. So it's very easy to work with. Each page has a setup here, which is the people you have in on the bus. And then it has a version check here that will turn red if I have made a change to this bus. And you might want to go to the Discord, check which change I've made in the spreadsheet updates channel. You don't have to update it, but if it's something you want in yours, then you can just go to my sheet and pull the single page to your spreadsheet. So you don't need to do a lot of changes, you just need to pull that one page into your sheet. But I'll make another video that shows that. Yeah, so when you do your assignments, you basically have something that looks like this for each bus. You have a list down here of people not yet assigned but in on the setup. Then you have a list of not in on the setup, and then you have the actual assignments here. The blue cells here are like where you input names. So you can just click on them and you can see a list of your entire roster. You can write in them, it will autocomplete. Or you can just copy paste down here from not yet assigned and it will work nicely. You can even copy a large amount of people. You are allowed to copy paste. Copy pasting is good. Cut and paste or clicking one and then dragging it like this is bad. Do not do that. If you do it, Control C, because it breaks formulas in spreadsheets. So yeah, when you do it, very easy, just copy paste, fill it out. Then from week to week, when you have changes in your setup and you want to like go and review all your assignments, see if everything is up to date, you can see here if someone is in the assignment but not in the setup. So you know you need to like swap these two people out. We can see Warrior 1 and Rested Breed. They are not in, but they've been assigned to something, so I know I need to replace them. So let's see, Warrior 1 is here. Let's just replace him with this guy. And the Rested Breed with this guy. And up here, I've assigned too many people, so just replace them like this. If this is clear, then you're probably good to go. On top of like the normal assignments here, there will be interrupt assignments for basically all mobs in the raid that can be interrupted. You might not need to use this or want to use all of this, but I've just added it in case you want to. And every interrupt assignment has been formatted with like a start line, a mark, and an ID. So it works with this WeGar by Kokosese, which will then read your MRT node, and then it works as a like an interrupt WeGar for all your raiders. So they don't need to like change their WeGar between each boss. It will just work based on what is in the MRT node. The only thing you need to take mind of is that the marks here, skull, cross, square, it might not be the same mark you get with the auto marking options in Bigwigs and in DPM. So you want to like double check if that's the correct mark and then just edit it here. And if it doesn't mark it at all with the add-on or like your boss mods, then there is a link to an auto marker WeGar here that you can set up so it will work for whichever ads you need. Outside of that, there might be some pictures added by me if there's some sort of positioning that makes sense to add a picture for. I haven't added any yet, really, because we don't know what the meta will be. But later on, I will probably add more pictures and more assignments when we see the raid live and know what makes sense. But of course, you can just see if I've made an update in the version check here. You are also very welcome to just add your own pictures. It won't break anything if you add your pictures here for your raiders to look at. You can also add more text. You're free to write wherever you want. You just need to make it pretty. It won't automatically go in the green box. You need to set that up yourself, but it's not super complicated. The only thing you really need to know is that the char 10 means you make a new line. So you can play around with that if you want. And yeah, you're also allowed to edit in the purple boxes here. They are just text. You can write in them if you want. You can also write text in these if you want. Doesn't break anything. The interrupt booyah here as well. There's also some way you can format it so 2 people can be assigned to the same interrupt. Something like adding a this and a comma and this. But yeah, it doesn't break if you just write text in this. So there's a fair bit of freedom. And if you break it, just ask in the support channel in Discord, I guess. You can also just import a new page to a sheet and try over. So this became 7 minutes. That was a bit longer than expected.